Hi, this is Mike Blisman from Hughes Solutions. I've been working remotely for a number of years, managing remote teams as well, and I've learned a couple of things about working remotely and helping people transition who've been in the office traditionally, and then they go into a remote working environment. There's some things that to look out for and some things that really can be helpful. And that's what this video is about. So if you're an employee who's recently been asked to work from home, and that's a whole lot of people given the coronavirus outbreak, one of the things you can do is be aware that you can either overwork or underwork very easily. You overwork when you eat dinner and then you say, "Oh, I've got to do this one last thing before I, before I, knock off for the day." So it's a couple of steps away from your dining room table. You go back to your computer and start doing something, and then you look up and it's midnight. Oops, I just missed the whole rest of my night and I'm out of balance, perhaps. You could burn out really easily doing that kind of thing. It happens to all of us when we are engaged in our work and really motivated. One of the other things that can happen is you can underwork. You can get distracted by the doorbell ringing or the load of laundry that you want to start, and then you end up doing a bunch of other tasks. You just get kind of distracted. That's another thing that can happen to be aware of. So you really have to be deliberate about your time slots and when you're working and when you're on a break. Really schedule that stuff out if at all possible. Take breaks when you need them, but put a timer on so you don't get too far down the rabbit hole. One of the other things that happens is we lose social contact. There's no water cooler to hover around and have spontaneous, meetings with your workmates. So even if you're an introverted engineering tech type, you need some human contact. You may not be totally aware of how much of that you have at work and how much it helps you to stay connected and feel balanced. So instead of the spontaneous work meetings that happen, be deliberate. Maybe set up a phone call with somebody that you don't talk to at work that often. Reach out, maintain those relationships. Maybe it's a friend that you've lost contact with. Use this time when you go on one of your 15-minute breaks in the morning or the afternoon. Give a call to that friend and see how they're doing. Just check in with them. It's a great way to stay in contact and keep your morale up. The other thing that you should be aware of is you've got advantages now that you're not commuting. It becomes obvious real quick, but really using that time effectively to your advantage is really an important thing to do. So one of the things I like to do is at the end of the day, I write down a plan for what I want to accomplish the following day. Just having that plan, it could change overnight because priorities shift. That's okay. But having that plan every day and that intention, it helps me. As soon as I start work in the morning, I've got a game plan and I'm very productive. I know what I'm going to work on first, and it's go time. It really helps me to get a lot done early on in the day. Those are my tips for the start. If there's other things that you can think of, or you want me to help reach out, or help you with anything and thinking through, feel free to reach out to me at Hughes Solutions, and I'll be glad to help any way I can as we're trying to get through this together.